Welcome to Slasher Sunday. So tonight I'm going to be covering the 1984 Fatal Games, which is very similar to 1981's Graduation Day. Like, really similar. Like, they ripped them off pretty hard. There's too much of a coincidence. There's too much to call it a coincidence, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Opening montage of athletics with its own hip song. Mass killer in athletic gear, throwing and killing them with, athletic equipment, this being a javelin. And weirdly, this one's just, and then crossing off pictures, like faces in a group picture of the victims that they're going after. And then number 5, which is just too fucking weird, Linnea Quigley being brought in to do nude scenes for an actress who refused to do nude scenes in the movie. I mean, it is wow. Like, wow. They didn't even try to hide the fact that they were trying to rip off Graduation Day. They could say they weren't trying to. Bullshit, there's no way. So I'll tell you one big difference between this movie and Graduation Day, though. Nudity. Holy shit. There was some nudity in Graduation Day. This movie has more nudity than most pornography I watch. I was shocked at how much freaking, like, tits and ass and everything we see in this movie. Tons and tons of it. I'm not complaining. I definitely wish that I would have saw this in much higher quality. I found a YouTube video of this because it only exists on VHS. I do not have a copy of it on VHS. It never got a DVD, Blu-ray, or any other thing besides VHS. So if you're going to watch this, YouTube is like really, unless you own a VHS of it, it's like the only way you're going to be able to catch this one. So this one's pretty rare. So the opening athletics montage, like in Graduation Day, I really like the song here. I thought it was a pretty good song. The song in Graduation Day is cheesy fun, like Everybody Wants to Be a Winner or whatever that song is. I dig it, and I reviewed Graduation Day here. I think it was a Slasher Sunday. But this song's actually pretty decent. I dig this one. Like something not I would listen to, like put on in my car, but when it was on, I was actually like enjoying the song versus the Graduation Day song where I was like, oh, this is a 80s cheesy, goofiness. I wasn't enjoying it. I was laughing and having a good time while listening because of how silly it was. But this song I actually thought was pretty good. And gymnastics. I mean, anytime I watch a movie with gymnastics in it, like actual gymnasts doing gymnastics in it, I am always just blown away by gymnastics. The shit those people do is crazy to me. I can't even begin to imagine even attempting something 1/10 as crazy as they do. The scene in Final Destination 5 is exactly what I would expect to happen to so many more of these people. Like, seriously, it blows my mind that these people don't break their necks and rip their legs out and every kind of wild shit, because they flip and they like come off these bars and they're in between the two bars and they're like, hit them and come down. It's all so fucking nuts to me. The floor routines and all that when they're up in the air and spinning and flipping, like what if they just come off balance and just land on their, oh my God, I don't know how they even attempt things like that. So I have some serious respect for gymnasts. They are in crazy good shape and they're absolutely insane to do what they do. Those I don't know what it's called, the vaulting or whatever, when they run really, really fast and then they do the jumps and they like hit the little, whatever the hell the thing's called. Sorry, I don't know gymnastics terms. But when they're running and they hit that thing and then they could do like flips, fuck out of here. I would never do that. Most of it's nuts to me. I could throw the javelin though. That'd be fun. I have a pretty good arm for football and whatnot, so I might have been able to do javelin, but that ain't gymnastics. That's just like, that's track and field, right? But yeah, they kind of blend too here. You got the track and field guys, you got the runners, you got the swimmers. It's just athletes all around, but gymnasts specifically. I thought it was funny to read in the trivia that the main girl here went away during the holiday break for the production. Like they took a little break during the holidays, and when she came back from the holidays, she was a born again Christian, and so she couldn't do her kissing scene with her boyfriend in it, so he like kisses her on the head instead. I have to wonder what bit of bullshit this was, because okay, this movie features just gratuitous amounts of nudity, like very few films I've ever seen before outside of porno. No shit. I mean, there's probably like 15-20 minutes of chicks naked in this movie. It's crazy how much. So I wonder if the director was, or the producers or somebody behind the scenes was really creepy and really like pushing nudity hard, because I'm all about nudity in movies, you guys know that. And I wasn't complaining about the nudity on screen. Of course, I love it. They're beautiful women. I would love to see their bodies naked. Does it need this much? Not really. So I have to wonder if something was going on behind the scenes and she came back and was like, somebody talked to her and was like, just say you're born again Christian. Like, the fact that this film features more nudity than that I've seen in most movies in my life, and that this girl came back and was like, I don't want to do nudity, I don't want to do that, and she had to use a religious excuse. It's possible. I'm not going to say it isn't possible. But when I read that, I was like, Or maybe she really didn't like her co-star, and she was like, I'm not kissing this guy. I ain't doing it. And I don't know. Maybe she was getting creeped out on the set. Everyone's walking around in the nude. The guy's like, more tits, more tits. And she's just like, I can't get out of my contract. I'm going to have to say something. I'm born again Christian. I don't know. Then there's this so the girl comes into this guy's room and he's on the bed and she's up talking to him, and there's just this how usually there'd be like a ledge with stairs and there's railing? There's just a ledge with no railing, and it looks really weird in this room. I was like, man, that is a hazard. Imagine walking into that room drunk, or walking into the room at night, or inviting someone into your room late, or whatever. It just seems like a serious hazard. It's it's not that big of a drop and you just fall onto his bed, but just the design of the house, like no railing, really weird. I actually have on my notes, titties, more nudity. Like it just keeps happening. I was like, Jesus, because usually I put down if there's boobs in the movie, because I've always said gore and tits and whatnot are what us fans are all about in these kinds of movies. So I always want to point out when they're in here, even if it's for a small amount. But then I was like, oh shit. And at that one point, I was just like, okay, I don't even need to continue to keep putting it on here. I don't think I'm going to forget that there was nudity in here. The doctors in this are openly giving the kids steroids to perform to enhance their performances. Say that backwards. I just thought that was wild. What 1984 was steroids not openly frowned upon? They're having a debate, the nurse and him, is it okay, is it not, the snap, blah blah blah, and it's that's not completely illegal. He's like, oh, Russia and Germany and whatnot are doing it, we need to stay up with them. And one of the girls even gets horribly sick from getting the drugs in this. I was like, wow, really? The steroid thing in 1984? That wasn't... What? Am I fucking crazy here? Did that not become a thing until later on in the 80s? This was you can take steroids, I guess. Maybe it wasn't illegal, but it was frowned upon? I don't know. I am really curious about this. I'm going to have to look into this. And... Oh, yeah, so there's this, okay, even the chase scenes. There's one chase scene where a girl is completely nude running through halls for 2-3 straight minutes. And she's just running. And it's not respectable shots of where it's here, up, at times, and then there's like cutaways where you see their boobs a little. Like, no, it is full framed, like feet to head nudity of this girl running down halls. A ton. Like a ton. And I was like, holy shit, man. This movie is really pushing nudity. But yeah, so she goes up and she starts banging on the windows. This is like a soundproof school, I guess, because no one can hear her out there screaming at the top of her lungs, even when she's at a window, like, I don't know, 100 feet away from these guys, and she's banging as hard as she can on a window. Really? No noise at all? And let me tell you something. A bunch of young college guys have some hot naked chick, like, banging on a window in their peripheral. They're gonna notice. I would have noticed. For sure. I would have been like, you guys smell that? I smell nude woman. Like, come on. Horny dude's eyes would have been like, what? Wait. I see a titty out of the corner of my eye. Bullshit, they didn't see her. But yeah, the first javelin kill. I was really surprised by this because this girl's doing like deadlifts. And I'm not sure where the weight goes when she gets hit. It just, I guess, it falls out of frame, I guess. But I feel like it would came down on her head, which would have been even more gruesome. But the javelin, which actually makes no sense because the javelin hits her in the chest, lifts her up, and throws her back into the wall behind her. But could a javelin actually pick a body up? It would have to have such force to it. I feel like it would just rip her body apart without actually lifting it up off of the ground, unless it was like shot out of a cannon. But this person who's throwing the javelin in this movie is fucking gotta seriously have some skill with this thing, because their aim is amazing, and the power that they throw it at, not only the distance, but the actual like force of it coming forward to pick someone up that's holding like 100 pounds of weight above their head, for that to also be pushed, you know, with it. Come on now. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but her body gets lifted up off the ground, all in one shot, no cutaways, lifted up off the ground and thrown into the back of the wall, like behind her, and it's like a huge javelin sticking out. Great kill. I mean, fucking fantastic. I was like, oh wow, it just lifts her body up and throws her into the wall. Not something I was expecting in a low-budget knockoff movie like this, but really cool. And it's probably the best kill of the movie, because the rest of them are just kind of like impalings, typical stuff that you would expect. But this one, of her getting lifted up off the ground and thrown into the wall behind her, while it doesn't really make any sense, I did think it was pretty damn cool. Looking anyway. Lots of coaches getting friendly with their students in bed, and it's female on female thing here. Well, technically, I guess one's a male on a female, but that's a whole different debate. I'm guessing that this movie would be extremely frowned upon nowadays with the whole, you know, fucking LGBTQ community and whatever. I'm not going to get into that. I will in a minute, but not too much, because you know how sensitive a fucking topic that is. But yeah, it's just like these coaches are like in bed, like, or sitting next to their students who are either like scantily clad or completely naked, and they're like massaging their shoulders and being like, it's all gonna be okay. And like they come into the room while they're naked and they're talking to them and get in bed and like hold on to them and lick on them. That's not what I meant to say, although that's what was being implied, that there was something going on here, sexual, between these guys. It was very interesting. But yeah, I didn't know what they were going for there. Then this guy comes to his girlfriend and is like, my dad got me a tryout with the Pirates, the Pittsburgh Pirates. And she's like, oh my God, if you go, we're done. I can't believe you. How dare you? We're supposed to spend some time together this summer, and you're going to go try out for a fucking professional baseball team. And if you make the cut, you'll be set for life. Come on now. And he actually goes and he's like, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm a runner, not a baseball player. You're right. You're more important. If you get a tryout for any major sports team, do it. Okay, just go and do it. They pay you to play a fucking game. Millions of dollars. Okay? If your girlfriend doesn't come back to you after you're a successful baseball player for the Pittsburgh Pirates, fuck her. Okay, that's insane. That was such an insanely selfish scene, but not unrealistic in the slightest. I absolutely believe a girl would do that, or a man, either one. I'm not saying it's a sexist thing here. No. I could see a guy being like, no way, you can't go do that. Bullshit. Bullshit. If they love you, they will respect your decision to better your future and have a career that's going to be able to sustain the things you want to do in your life. So fuck her for what she says to him, and fuck her even harder for getting him to agree to it. For him being like, now, you know what, Dad, sorry, I know you got me try out here with the Pittsburgh Pirates, but I'd rather spend time with my girlfriend. And he was like, I don't even know what I was thinking. You don't know what you were thinking? You were thinking about your future. You were growing up. You were becoming an adult. Okay? Go. How fucking long would it take to try out for the Pirates? A week? You have the whole summer? Come on. Dumb. Just dumb. What were you thinking? All right. And yeah, girl gets a javelin to the stomach, dead instantly. Instantly to the stomach. If you get hit in the stomach by something, you're not going to die instantly. You're not going to just like get hit and then fall dead, like completely. Like, it's going to take a little while. Always funny to me. And there's another one. I think it's in this movie, or maybe it's, no, I think it's in the other movie I watched last night. Somebody gets cut on the face. It dies instantly. My snapping sucks. I do that in videos all the time where I go to snap and it's not like making a noise, and I'll be like, yeah, and then I have to redo my snap. I'm just gonna edit in like a really manly snap. No, I'm not. I'm not editing shit. And then, okay, so this guy comes down and he breaks his foot, and then we have this, like, I'm not fucking exaggerating, guys. There's like a 10-minute sequence. Maybe it was shorter, but it felt like full 10 minutes of him just walking around a dark school. Now, this is a shitty quality transfer from a VHS, so I could barely see anything. I thought it was like prom night all over again. Couldn't see shit. I was just like, and he was just him walking around on a fucking, you know, a cast, him walking around. And I was like, oh my God, the pacing of this movie killed it. Because in the first like half an hour, 45 minutes, the really cool javelin kill, all the tits, you know, the setup, introduction to the characters, it being similar to Graduation Day, being able to have fun with making fun of like, wow, this is a ripoff, all that. It was like, wow, this is really cool. I'm excited to bring this to people because I have a feeling that I'm going to be one of the only reviews of this online, and most of, you know, the people who watch Slasher Sunday religiously probably haven't seen it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to bring them a gem. I would love to see this on a Blu-ray. I really would, because being able to see a lot more would have been cool. All right. But maybe one day that'll happen. I don't know. But he finally finds this like secret hiding spot behind the freaking lockers, and then he finds all the bodies in the lockers, which I thought was pretty cool. Athletics lockers, and all the bodies are hiding in the lockers. He opens them up, kind of like Lori finding Linda's body in that closet, and Bob's body swinging impossibly in the other closet. Kind of, you know, something like that. I like that. And then she's stabbed, our main character girl here, and by the javelin in the side. Doesn't die instantly. Good for her. And she's brought back to the nurse, and we get, I like the reveal of the nurse, who I called about maybe 20, 30 minutes before this. I was like, that's the killer, 100%. I know it is. It was just, it was pretty obvious. But like the way they show her, she's like, they come in and they knock on her door like, oh, she needs help. And she's like disrobing from the outfit, and she's like taking off every single piece, and she takes off and she throws the, like, I really liked that. I really liked how that was revealed. It wasn't a Scooby-Doo moment of like, it's actually the caretaker, or, you know, like they do in a lot of movies where they look up and they're like, oh my God, it's you. Like, it's revealed to us by them just disrobing. I don't know how many movies I've seen like that, but I really liked that. I was like, oh, that's different. Cool. I dig that. And then the way the girl realizes it is she looks down and she sees that a sex change operation went wrong, and that this person was disqualified from the Olympics. I guess this was a man who wanted to be a woman and then compete in female athletics, which I've actually heard has happened recently. Am I crazy on that? I don't know enough to speak about it, but I thought I heard something like that, maybe on Joe Rogan or something. I don't know. But and then she's stalking her. He, she, whatever. I'm not gonna fucking get beat up by people who are like, you're not being sensitive. Whatever. It would be like Ace Ventura. Imagine Ace Ventura being made today. People would be like, what are you trying to say? That fucking men trying to be women are evil inherently, and get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. When did everyone become so goddamn sensitive about everything? It's like I had a fucking talk with my friend about the movie The Visit. Spoilers for The Visit. But like when it ends up, well, it shouldn't even say spoilers for The Visit, but they're using dementia as the reason for why these people are fucked up, the old people. And he's like, oh my God, to demonize dementia like that, how dare they? That's so crazy and mean-spirited, and it's like victimizing old people, like dementia is something evil and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shut the fuck up. That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Back in the 80s, Jason Voorhees was mentally retarded. They even say so. A frightened retard, and he's out there and he's got a mental disability. And schizophrenia, how many times has schizophrenia been used in a film as the reason for why someone is crazy and killing people? How many times have mental illnesses been used? But dementia, oh, all of a sudden that one's off limit. Like, the fuck? Get the fuck. All right, I'm getting angry. But anyways, I was watching this movie and I just saw that, and she has a male voice. Like, her voice goes male. And it was amazing. I thought it was fucking scary and almost hilarious at the same time. I loved the male voice that came out of her because it was obviously dubbed over. And no man can do a convincing woman's voice. So the fact that he still has like his deep male voice like this, and then he's talking like a woman, but like a perfect woman. Like a guy doing a woman's voice always sounds like he's trying to impersonate a chipmunk. He's like, oh, look at me, I'm a girl. And then when girls try to imitate men, it always sounds like some fucking mentally retarded mongoloid. It's always like, they always like take their voice way too deep, and it's like, I'm a moron and I'm fucking dumb. Like, men cannot do women, and women can't do men. They cannot impersonate each other. I've never heard a convincing one either way. But yeah, it's just funny to me. Unless they're like on hormones or something, and then their voices actually change octaves, which I've seen before. But yeah, the fact that she still has like her male voice, I don't know if to call her she or he. I don't know. I guess she wants to be a woman, so I'll call her she. I'll respect her fucking wishes. I can do that, people. And how the fuck did she get to the roof so fast? Okay, so our gymnast girl here, she climbs up the scaffolding and she's gonna escape out the roof there. There's a glass thing there. I guess she's trying to get up out of there. The killer comes out. She stays quiet up there in time for the killer to disappear so she can escape through the roof. There's a glass, like, topping to it, whatever. She's gonna have to get through that. The killer exits the door. This thing is at least 5 stories up, this gymnasium ceiling, and the killer exits. She tries to get through the roof, and the killer breaks through the glass, comes down, has a fight with her for like 2 seconds. That was a good snap. And fucking kicks her off the scaffolding. She falls onto a trophy which impales her. It was a trophy that was just set out on the table. She impales her, and she dies by trophy. Credits. Because movies like this, they never trail. There's no freaking epilogues. There's no, like, you know, everyone like gathering themselves and talking about the hardships and talking about this. There's nothing. Killer's dead, credits. That's how old 80s movies used to end. Love that she's fucking impaled on a trophy. I love that she has like this man voice, and that she was, you know, I thought it was going to be the steroids. I thought that was going to really play into it more. Nope. It's just like, no, she was a chick, or she was a guy, wanted to be a chick, compete like a woman. I don't know. I have to look more into how that all played, because the paper was really quick. They show for like a second. I was like, oh, interesting. This is the way they're going with that. What is her motives here? Like, because she couldn't compete, maybe because she couldn't make it as a man, so she tried as a woman, and that didn't work either, so she's pissed off at everybody. I'm gonna have to watch this ending again because I guess I'm kind of confused on her motives there. But awesome stuff. And then like when she's killed by the trophy, it's like a cold credit for like maybe 10 or 15 seconds. I thought it was just gonna remain cold, like no sound, no music, no nothing. It was just credits on the trophy, which the trophy should have been covered in blood. It would have been better. But yeah, it's just a close up on this trophy, and it's just credits. And I was like, oh man, I love this. And then that song from the opener kicked in, and I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna go with it. But I like that cold ending. But how the fuck did she get on the roof so fucking fast? How? How could you have got up there? Man, she really is an athlete. She's been hitting those roids, and she just fucking climbed that building like Spider-Man or something. Did I miss anything? Probably. Oh yeah, so this javelin throwing wizard fucking can hit the really angry javelin guy who's like trying to compete and better himself. They're trying to, you know, he's the red herring. And he gets killed, and this freaking the killer threw this thing from the stands and hit him as he was like leaning over. The aim and the distance, holy shit. But then when I wrote her name down, Annie. Yeah, when Annie is right in front of her, she can't hit her. But like right here on the very side, almost where they're trying to shoot each other or stab each other and scream. You stabbed me too deep, Billy. Fuck, I don't like Scream. You guys know that. All right. I had very little notes here, but somehow I still made this like 27 minutes long. Wow. Okay. Anyway, anybody seen Fatal Games? Fans, it's on YouTube. I'll try to remember to put a link in the descriptions below of how I watched it. But I hope this gets a Blu-ray release. I think it's worth a watch. There's some pacing issues in the middle, but I really like the opening. I really like the kills. I really like the nudity. And I really liked the ending. So all in all, it's, you know, I dug it. Yeah, check it out if you get a chance. Adios.